Welcome! You're listening to Making Relationships Work. We're a company focused on women and their marriage. We lead and teach women just like you how to grow into and access, whenever you need to, your wise woman self. The part of you who is deeply connected to your purpose, your innate wisdom, and your husband and family. We teach women in marriages how to rebuild trust and connection, to work through conflicts, no matter how deep, no matter how painful, and to lead your marriage to a place where the two of you experience marriage mastery. This podcast is about learning the systems and techniques that truly work to reconnect you back into your marriage so that you can experience the freedom that comes with a masterful marriage. Since this podcast is totally free, if you're getting tons of value and you want to support us and make sure that you get more of this good stuff, subscribe below and rate and review our podcast today. Now, on to the show. Hello, Women Making Marriages Work, and hello, Making Relationships Work, our Facebook and our YouTube channel. It's really lovely to be here with you, sharing this time together. So, I wanted to talk today about what I've been coaching one of my clients on this morning, which is the idea of the gift of contrast. And what I love about this idea is that saying, when you know what you don't want, you start to get a feel for what you do want. And this really lies in the idea that within every complaint there is a longing. And what is the longing? When you understand what that is, you can understand what the recipe or the antidote might be to change or meet that need. Yeah. So let's talk about the contrast that you might have in your life. And if you're like many of the women that I work with, you're here because your marriage isn't working the way that you wish it was. Your marriage might have pain in it, it might have disconnect, it might have loneliness, it might have this sense of a lack of purpose, a sense of not belonging, a sense of feeling like there's not that deep connection, that belonging, that I am important, that I am worthy, that you see me as important and worthy, and I see you as important and worthy. It might be that there's not much compassion, not much love, not much energy for the two of you. The energy is scarce, and what we have, we keep for ourselves, or we give to our children or communities or work to survive. And so what we have there is a whole lot of things that aren't working. There's a whole lot of sense of disconnect and a sense of we can't fix this, or a sense of this issue is always in our way, or he sees me as being critical or contemptuous, or I see him as being selfish or not thoughtful about me. And all of that, all of those lists of complaints are pretty normal complaints that I hear from women coming into my program. And what they are is a series of things that we don't want. And so we talk about, well, what is it that you do want? And what we do want is to belong, to be loved, to be seen and heard and understood, to have a sense of living a life where there's compassion and kindness and fun and joy and belonging to each other and us against the world, and having this idea that we're creating something, a legacy that we are doing together that we'll leave behind for our children or our grandchildren or our great-grandchildren, where we're here and we're making a difference, where we are of value, where we are connected to something that means that we're important. We're important to ourselves, we're important to our spouse or partner, we're important to our friends, we're important to our children. And that is what feels much better. And really, that's what we're asking for when we complain. When we're in that gift of contrast where things aren't working, we are saying, really, I want to belong. I want to be in a relationship where it's us against the world. I want to feel like I'm important and that you're tuned into me and I'm tuned into you, but we're responsible for ourselves. I want to feel like we both turn towards each other and enjoy each other because that feels good. That feels like I'm home. That meets most of the needs I have as a human. And so, really, what we're always looking to do is to identify what the complaint is from the contrast of what's not working, and then identify what we're building, what life we're building, what connection or skills or legacy or sense of belonging that we want to build. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How will we know when we get there? What do you think like when you live in this space? Who shows up in terms of the version of you that's leading to create this space? What do we need to do to bridge the gap from here to here so you can live in this space 80% of the time? This is the work that we do in the program that I run. We do this work all day, every day. And so, what I guess I want to convey to you or share with you today is that when you have the contrast, when you have the things that aren't working, in there lies a dream. What's the dream? What's your dream for yourself, for your life, for your marriage, for your relationship, for your parenting, for your community, for yourself, for your work? What's your dream? And then what's the gap? And then how do we bridge the gap? Sometimes you need to bring in new skills, a new mindset, a new way of being in the world that serves you better than the one that you currently have. We call that upgrading your operating model, like a computer. We go from the iPhone 3 to the iPhone 11 or what have you, wherever we are. They're very different experiences. But when we had the 3, that was the best we had. We were astounded by it. And now we have the 11. We had to upgrade, 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 upgrade. It's normal. It's a normal part of life to be looking at your internal working models and upgrading them towards the dreams you hold for yourself and your loved ones, for your life and your legacy. And the more we normalize that, the more we talk about what that is and how to do it, which I've just done with you, the more you can easily find your way into living a life that does that. And when you get to upgrade that internal working model, you have a different experience of your relationships. You have a different experience of your relationship with yourself. You have a different experience with your relationship with others. You have a different experience with your spouse or your partner. You have a different experience parenting with your friends, in your community, doing your work, because you are upgrading the way that you see your life, the way that you engage in your life, the way that you create your life, because you're not in a complaint space, you're in a creation space. And creation is everything. Creation is where it feels powerful, where you feel like you're on your life purpose, where you feel like you can be confident but care about others, put in a boundary, learn a new skill, pause something so you can figure it out. This is the wisdom that lies in understanding the gift of contrast and what you can do when you're creating the life that you're meant to live. And that's the gift I have for you today, that this is possible. And you might find that my masterclass is a really useful tool to get you from here to here. So I would start there. And you might find that drawing this out or spending some time figuring out what your contrast is, what your list of complaints are, and what they would look like if they turned into a dream. What is the dream that you have for yourself? And then how do we get you from here to here? That's the question. Because you get to live a life where you go from here to here. You can claim that whenever you're ready. The women I know that have claimed it are living lives where they're truly happier. They're truly allowing joy to come in. They're truly connecting to people, including their partners, in ways that are incredible. And you can have this too. whenever you choose to. And so, my loves, watch the masterclass. Comment below if you need some help. And let's get creating. Let's use the gift of contrast to understand what we don't want so we know what we do want. When we know what we do want, we're looking at what do I need to build in order to access this whole day, every day. All right, dear ones, I'll see you soon. It's lovely to be here with you. Much love. Bye, darlings. Thank you for tuning into today's show. If you're feeling fired up and you're ready to grow and you want to know more about how to do that, here is what I want you to do now. I want you to watch my marriage masterclass. This masterclass will show you how my clients have turned their struggling marriages into thriving marriages, even without their husband's buy-in. How my clients have gone from cycles of poor communication, disconnect and loneliness to being teammates and soulmates with their husbands again, even after they've already tried everything. And the proven system my clients use to start transforming their marriages in minutes, not years, because life is too precious to waste one more minute in an unhappy and unfulfilling marriage. So if this is what you're looking for,